Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yo, guys, listeners, watchers, and whoever is following this podcast, I'm still in La Punta Buena Onda, best place on earth so far. And the guy who's sitting right now next to me is the one and only Ryan from
Australia. It is. I think it might be the best place on earth. Like, I've been to like 33 countries now, so
33.
decent. I'm only 19 and I've been to 33 countries.
I just wanted to say you're fucking 19, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I've traveled the world a bit for my age, and I came here, and like, I don't know, there's an air about a place. I had it a little bit in Portugal. I had it in Morocco for a bit. I definitely might have had it in Egypt, but I came here, and it's the feel to it. I come in and I just feel relaxed. It feels like home. I feel like I belong here. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. And that's why I'm staying here for a month. This is why I've picked to do a Spanish course here. And, like, you're never bored. Like, people would see, like, lying on a beach all day. Like,
So you didn't know in advance that you're going to take a Spanish course here in Puerto
no,
Escondido?
I had my suspicions. I thought, yeah, I think it's a good idea to do my Spanish course here. My brother actually been here for, like, twice for 3-month periods. He said, this is the best place on earth. And he's been to like 50, 60 countries.
Mhm.
Like, he's traveled the world, and this is the place.
Fair enough. I feel you, man. I mean, yesterday I had this feeling when we're sitting, we're sitting around all the time, like, and especially in the evening. Fuck, it feels like a family. Not, of course, like the strong bonded family, but with a family with weak ties. But weak ties are
And
not
like an international family. Everyone's got their own language. Everyone's got their own ideals. Something to add. Someone playing guitar, playing card games, laughing. It's a really nice vibe. You feel at home. And like, many people here are solo traveling as well. And it's beautiful to come together like that and feel like you're with some of your best friends.
Yeah, and the best thing actually, like, behind us, this cabana, man, everybody is a little bit productive, like, during the day. Everybody's
People
doing something.
are doing art. People are learning languages. People are doing some work back home. And Cuba from the Czech Republic got married here like a week ago.
Exactly.
And he's working out here, and he says it's like 10 times less expensive than living in Prague. And like, look where my office is. It's the nicest office in the world. And I said, well, if I could fucking work here off my computer, I would as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. Shit. Hui.
Yeah.
Hui.
It's a really beautiful place. Beautiful vibes. Pierre as well. Amazing owner. I mean, yeah. Like, I think it would be hard to top this place. I think there will be places that we'll never know, but right now, this is probably my favorite place I've ever been. Other than country-wise, yeah, I think it's definitely my favorite country so far. Like, I haven't seen South America, and I know that's going to blow my mind because that's my sort of thing. Backwards, not, massive cities, not massive populations of people who live like material type of lives. People that, respect their family, live simple lives, respect faith, love sport, like raw people, no people that aren't really living in the system. And that's what I love, to hang around with people like that. I love to, like you. That's why, like, you, like everyone here, like, it's on the same wavelength, in the same vibrational frequency for sure.
100%.
You can just feel it. That's why we're all together here. Everyone that comes here, like.
We're here for more than almost 3 weeks, and
I mean,
a
a place. I've been to a few places in the world where people keep extending the stay. They're like, I'm just gonna stay a few more days. Like, why leave? I mean,
if you feel fucking good here, fuck that. Like, it's not about shit. I have to, work on my, how do you say, this to-do list, like, to take up these things.
Oh yeah.
No, man. If you like a specific place and you feel so fucking comfortable, stay there.
Take your time.
Like, you cannot make it all. Like,
the universe has brought you to that place for a reason, and when you feel in your heart it's not right to leave, don't leave. Stay. More people will come. You'll make more connections. Stronger connections. You'll meet amazing people. You'll have amazing experiences that change your life. Don't leave. Stay.
Somebody read The Alchemist, right? If you're talking
follow your personal legend. Yeah, I'm actually reading it at the moment, and It's so inspirational. Like setbacks in life, nothing's easy. I always use that example. Nothing good ever comes easy. You have to work for it. I mean, I also read the book Power of Now, and it also speaks about don't resist the now and don't resist your current situation. Just let go and let surrender to what is, and then beautiful things will happen. But yeah, the Alchemist is a stunning book, and it really helps you go through life knowing that everything's gonna be okay.
The things that you're talking about right now, is this something that you were dealing with the last couple of months while you were traveling, or have you always been like that?
Well, basically, I grew up very into sport. I have an amazing family, I can say.
Shout out to your family.
Yeah, shout out to my family. Amazing family. My mum, my dad, everyone supported me through life. And I grew up loving sport, very active kid, all the opportunities in the world. Very competitive. I was like state sprinter, played high level football. Like I love sport. Also competitive academically. I was in my nature to be quite competitive, and I think it's in my star sign to be a Sagittarius to be competitive as well, which is normal. And I grew up and then I started to go out of sport, started to study quite a bit, and I was just watching YouTube. Now I started watching Zeitgeist. I think you would have watched that, Zeitgeist.
What?
Have you watched Zeitgeist?
No, to be honest, no.
It's like it's a movie. It goes through 9/11. It goes through the monetary system, and it goes through how everything.
Okay, no,
Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's German. Zeitgeist.
Okay. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
got you.
Zeitgeist.
Yeah?
Yeah. And was starting to look into things like that maybe a few years ago, and then I came across oh, I don't like those bugs.
Yeah,
they're big. They're really fucking big.
Man.
Ils font peur.
Okay, no, but continue.
Yeah,
You've been watching Zeitgeist,
I watched Zeitgeist, and then I watched a few other videos on that sort of thing, and then I came across the thing called the Dollar Vigilante, and it's basically a newsletter I subscribe to, with the point of view is anarchism, so like libertarianism, so anti-state, all about freedom, all about less rules, wants to disform government and create little groups to control things. And from my point of view, most problems will come from manipulation of the market or from control from the government. And I firmly believe so. So I thought, like you look at the world now and there's, so much horror, so many people that are hard done by. 1 billion people starve every day, like the top 1% of people, the top 1% of people hold 50% of the world's wealth. Mm-hmm. And you look at it, it's called the Gini coefficient in economics. Economics is one of my favorite subjects. And you look at the Gini coefficient in many countries and you go, there's something wrong. And you go, these resources are not being allocated properly because there's enough for everyone. And they're not being allocated properly and someone needs to do something about it. And I realized, well, if the system's not working how it is now, politicians are just going back and forwards. Like you see it with Brexit, there's hopeless. They can never join together to go towards the common good. And so I support this. And then I read a couple of his newsletters, and then he put me onto this like anarchist community. And then there was another guy who showed me like the spiritual books. I listened to some spiritual YouTube videos, and then put me onto these books. And seriously, since I think 2 years, like since I've really become like left school and become my own person, like these books are like fucking amazing. Like they change your life. If you really listen to the principles in these books, like, oh wow.
Do you have a random book right now in your mind and a random principle?
Yeah, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. So that was a book that I just read recently. Yeah. And basically it's very interesting. So hotshot lawyer in Chicago in the USA, making loads of money, one of the top lawyers, but living a very unhealthy lifestyle, very competitive, always wanted to win, was pushing away his family, would go out, cocaine, penthouse suites, that sort of thing. And as he was getting older, he had no meaning to his life and he just wanted to win his cases. Eventually, he passed out in his courtroom in one of his cases. And woke up and realized like, I have no meaning to my life. I need this to change. And so basically he went on a trip to the Himalayas through an opinion of one of his friends, and he was searching for the sages of Nirvana, an ancient lost civilization, well, not lost civilization, but an ancient civilization that lives in the Himalayas. And they basically taught him, when he found them, timeless, ageless principles of health, prosperity, all these sort of things. It takes 21 to 28 days to form good habits. That's why I'm here for 3 to 4 weeks, to create good habits, to get healthy. These people ate amazing foods. They knew what to eat, how to extract the food, how to live their life. They collaborated together towards a common good. They gave to each other. They were giving. And they tries to raise the consciousness of humankind through meditation and through their messages. And eventually that guy happened to find them for the right reason, and then spread his message onto the world through that book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And it spread the message to me, and I've recommended the book to about 8 people, and I'll keep recommending it because truly when you read it, it's fucking amazing. It goes through parts, talks about the garden bed of your mind. Think about it like your mind. It's a garden. Think about a garden. Do you want to put poison in that garden? Do you want, weeds? Do you want it to be black? Do you want it to not have enough water or sun? Or would you like to have roses growing in there, get the sunlight, water? You want to grow beautiful flowers. You want to put beautiful thoughts into your mind. And once you plant a seed, it'll grow like a flower, and you'll have beautiful, amazing thoughts, and you'll be backed with an amazing subconscious mind that rejects anything that's negative and follows towards accepting compassion. It's generous. It loves. It has everything to give to the world. And I think if people were all like that, then, and the world, people really looked inside themselves, and were at peace with themselves, then the world would be a better place.
Man, you can hold a monologue for real. Like, just keep on talking. I don't care at all. I
know. Well, when you read these sort of books that have the same messages, and you really get the same messages, and they're all saying the same things in different ways. And once you read them, like 3 or 4 books, it's in your subconscious. That's your belief system now. You don't have like fear belief system from the news or the media trying to. You have your own belief system, and it's through these amazing books on people that spread the same messages.
Yeah, man. I mean, in the end, it's all a matter about what you consume. Like, either you consume like books or like 100 of books or whatever, then you're gonna like broaden your horizon. Of course, you can broaden your horizon with TV and whatever, but that's when you're just watching TV, for example. That's passive. How do you say? Passive way of gathering information. And when you're choosing your books, it's like an active active way of gathering some information. And
for example, like the news and the media, you switch it on. Do they ever have feel-good stories, things that make you feel nice, things about what's happening in the world? Because as long as we do stay negative about the world, it's a horrible place, it's also a very fucking beautiful place, man. Yep. So many acts of kindness, so much love, so much beauty, so much hope. And when you just have the TV in the back of your mind, and you're hearing all these things, it builds up a perception of many people that like the world's not a good place, and they live in fear. And for me, like, that's what I'd say the deep state, or the people really who run the world, they want people in fear, because at the end of the day, when people are in fear, it's easy to control them.
Do your parents think exactly like you?
No.
Okay.
No. Like, my parents live, but they're lucky. Like, we're very lucky. We're like well off. They work, Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday. They get holidays every year, but they watch TV. My dad kind of has the same. He tries to have the same mindset as me. Actually, my uncle's an amazing influence. He's a very spiritual guy. He loves going to Thailand. He's a builder. But yeah, he's got the same mindset as me, and I bounce off ideas with him. It's amazing to have people with the similar mindsets, because like that, you don't feel like alone in that sort of thing. When you have people with similar mindsets, you just go, you can see it so clearly. And you see so many people in life are walking around asleep. And I just want everyone to become woke. I want humankind to wake up. And that's why, your aim is to influence as many people as you can, do as many amazing things to the world on a large scale, and just, you can't change the world by yourself, but you can certainly do great things to achieve that goal.
Yeah. Keep on talking. Come on, keep on.
Yeah,
man, I enjoy it so much, for real.
Yeah, I just want to keep reading these type of books, keep doing this sort of thing. There's only like the base level, like how long I've been reading these books for, 6 months a year. Like, I'm 19. Imagine by the time I'm 25, like the knowledge that I could have about these subjects. And at the end of the day, you get to a level where like I've had so much help from my parents, from my grandparents, from the universe, from everything in my life, and then eventually, when I get to a level where I can really look after myself, which is coming into that now, and really look after myself, then after that, when I'm comfortable, it's going to be the time to give everything I have to the world, because I've been given everything and now I have everything to give.
I have nothing to add, man.
Yeah.
Man, so many fucking positive vibes. And the best thing when I watch you talking, when I'm observing you right now, you just feel it that you mean it. Like, honestly, genuinely, pure.
My
100%.
heart is full of love.
I believe, man. For everybody who's watching this, you can see that. Fuck, man. I'm really, really kind of overwhelmed, to be honest, because when I was 19, man, I didn't think like that. I was kind of, well, let's say, different. And it's like, wow, like how you're talking about things, how you like your gestics and mimics and everything.
I've grown up.
It fits like together 100%, and that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I've grown up. I've grown up fast, and that's because of my brother. My brother's 24, and ever since.
Shout out to your brother.
Yeah, shout out to my brother. Yeah, my brother's been an amazing influence. He's shown me the techno scene, the psytrance scene. He's shown me like how to live. Like he made the mistakes for me, basically. Like he went through 18, 19, 20. Like he's lived an amazing life as well, traveled, done everything. But he knows. He told me like he'd be my mentor on all the things not to do, how not to act, and then. Basically, if I just listen to him, then I don't have to make those mistakes. I don't have to, he did it for me. He's same mindset, similar type, like the same things. So like that, I can grow up fast. And all of his friends, Stefan, Croft, like helped me grow up faster. And when I was hanging out with my friends, I just felt like they were a little bit immature sometimes. Like I love having fun and everything, but different mindsets. And then when I was going with them, I was like, this is right. This is where I want to be. And then hanging out with them just helped me grow up a lot quicker than normal.
Like, so... For example, your brother did some mistakes, so you never did the same mistakes that he did, or you did?
I always make mistakes.
Yeah,
I make lots of mistakes, but he tells me like he goes through things like where, for example, even like not what countries not to go. Like if I'm gonna make a stupid idea on working somewhere or going to a party, or he puts me in that mindset like, Ryan, work hard, don't go out every weekend on a Saturday, Friday night and spend all your money on the same thing every weekend, like in that little bubble at home. Work really hard, have your time off, maybe once a month go to a party, save up to go to Europe, show him, it tells me about those amazing places, Europe, Mexico on the horizon. Then I go, yeah, that's what I want to do. And then like that, it puts me in a different mindset. If I didn't have that influence, I could easily be at home right now, probably in a university course I don't want to do, working a little bit and spending all my money on God knows what. But he put me in that mindset. He goes, mate, there's something really beautiful out there in the world. You got to go look at it. And also from my parents as well. Traveling when I was younger, like it opened my perception of the world completely.
Have you been traveling with your parents then? Like like just for vacation, like 1 or 2 weeks, or like?
Yeah, so basically when I was 16, my first big trip. 14 was my first big trip. We went to Europe for 6 weeks.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, so Croatia, Greece, Turkey, France, Spain. Amazing. Really had an amazing time.
Yeah.
And then, well, a crazy thing happened. So I was learning French in school, not very well. It's hard to learn a language in Australia. Everyone speaks English. Everyone speaks English, basically.
And Indonesian.
Yeah. Or like Aborigine or...
Yeah, okay, but...
Sometimes you can't, yeah. Yeah, some Aboriginals, of course. In general, so it's hard to learn a language. And then one day, this is probably the thing that changed my life forever. It's crazy to see, but a organization came to my school and did a conference about going on exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And France came up. My teta, which is Arabic for grandma, speaks French, and my mum spoke French when she was younger and loves the language. And they came into my school, and I heard a conference, and I was just hearing people, oh, it'd be such a good idea to go on exchange. And I went home to my mum and I said, Mum, can I go in an exchange to France for 6 months? And she said, of course you can. And I was like, all right. And basically one thing went to another, and all of a sudden I was booked my ticket and went to France.
And how old were you?
I mean, it wasn't
17.
No, just turned 16.
You turned 16.
So it was an overwhelming experience on time. There was times I wanted to leave, cold Norman weather, people you don't know, a language you don't understand when people don't speak English. And it wasn't always hard. It got tough at times. Like there was times I was crying on my phone to my mother saying I want to come home, like I can't do this anymore. And she said just sticks through. And she even pains as well. Like she sent her kid across the world. Like she doesn't know. But I stuck to it as I did, and it became an amazing experience. I learned so much through it, and it made me grow as a person so much because I'd never really had any hardships in my life. Like I just always had it easy going. My family had given me everything, and I'd always just everything was easy, like in school and in sport, and that really helped me grow up. And learning French and having connections all around the world and wanting to travel, changed my life. And then after that, that trip we went to Mexico, the Caribbean, US for a bit. That next year, the same year that I was in France at the end of the year, we went for 5 weeks, and then the year after that we did Thailand, and then the year after that we did Egypt, which was amazing. Really amazing to go see all my family for the first time because it was a bit dangerous before that.
Mm.
To see all my family and then come back and finish school just last year, and then come back and work really hard for 5 months, save good money, which you can do in Australia, luckily, because I think we have one of the highest wages minimum wages in the world. It's about $19 an hour, which is
Which is pretty high.
yeah, it's pretty fucking high. I mean, we're lucky, and then come to Europe. And now I'm here in Mexico. Things change so quickly. Like I'm growing very quickly. My life is changing dramatically, as it does.
Man, I just love the gratitude that is following your voice all the time.
Oh.
Like, man, for real, like that's so. Yeah.
I always say to myself, like I'm like the luckiest boy on earth. So. Well, I don't like, but I'm so fucking lucky.
Man,
Well,
I totally feel ya, man. I never had like proper problems in my life. The only problems that I had were first world problems, what you can consider as problems. So
exactly
not
the same.
problems at all. And I was like, exactly like you, like, man, I'm so fucking lucky. Like, wow, man, nothing like hard or nothing horrible happened into your life. Like, what is actually happening pretty often, like all around the world. And you have to have this consciousness, like regarding this whole topic, to be fucking happy. Just because you have a normal life, like normal. What is
normal life? Yeah, what's a normal life?
Yeah.
No, it's really crazy. Yeah, we've grown up so lucky, and our reason why I think people like you and I have been put in these situations is to help people, because there's so many people out there that need help, and we have a lot to give.
How do you help people, or how do you want to help?
How do I want to help people? Well, there's massive scales. There's firstly like helping people live contently, live happy lives, find meaning in life. So that's through spirituality.
Yeah.
So that's just the average person. Yeah, they have food on the table, they have a shelter over their head, they have money coming in, something to play with. Really, they have no meaning in their lives. They're walking around, and they're not going anywhere. So those people you can help through spirituality, through your messages, through books, through showing them, just getting in their head, getting past the conditioning that's been embedded in them since birth through the system. And then there's also, other ways through helping the poor who really need your help, who need food on the table, who need shelter. And that's through humanitarian aid, through money, through projects. For example, the French girl I'm seeing at the moment is currently in Zanzibar. She's a nurse and she's helping the people in hospitals, and she says really it's tough for them. It's horrible what's happening to these sort of people through famine, through disease, through lack of resources, through lack of medical equipment, and there's so many ways you can help people, and it's not even on the large scale. It's just be grateful, say thank you, compliment people. You know how many times, even in my life, that one compliment has changed my day. Someone does a compliment, spurs one thing onto the other, and you just be so happy. Be nice to people, be patient. When you see someone angry and just acting out a character, think, all right, this person is being a bit of a dick, but who knows what their history was? Who knows if they were abused as a child? Who has what's happened to them? If someone's just died, anything like that. You always got to look past your own thoughts and go, all right, this person's having a bit of trouble. Of course they are having a bit of trouble, otherwise they wouldn't be acting that way. You got to look at it, and there is some just stubborn, privileged people out there, but at the end of the day, just don't react to people, because you could make it worse. You could really hurt someone. So just be thoughtful and hold yourself back. Just be kind.
Yeah. Actually totally basic things. It's normal.
It's simple.
It's so fucking simple.
And generosity and love is the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
The easiest.
Goes along with kindness, patience.
And it makes you feel good too. Which is the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing. Yeah.
Man, we're really talking the same language 100%, and
it's beautiful when you meet someone who talks the same language. Yeah. It's really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful.
Man, I'm really overwhelmed. Normally I would I would like to talk about these things all the time. It's my favorite, let's say, one of my favorite topics, what I'm dealing with every day. I told you about my own principles of life that I have for myself, that I'm reminding myself of how valuable these things are, how important it is to remind yourself, okay, what is kindness, what is humility, wisdom, and actually everything that you said, of course, I'm aware of it, because I'm dealing with the topics for I don't know how many months, and but still, you were telling it in such an enthusiastic way, passionate way, that I'm whoa.
It's a different perspective.
This was kind of
rereading the same message in a different way, yeah. And it's good. It's all about perspective. It's all about the most amount of information you can have inside you, and that forms your perspective, that forms your reality, that forms the emotions you have. So just reject the negative stuff and take in the positives, and you'll become a better person for it.
Yeah. You mean, in the end,
it's so simple, and it's but it's simple, and it's said everywhere because it works. Shout out to the Work as Fuck podcast. If you have time, listen to that. It's amazing. Talks about plant medicines, talks about how to improve yourself as a person, tantra, healthy eating, veganism, all that sort of thing. Go watch it. It's amazing. You'll learn more than you've learnt watching TV over a week. Then you'll learn more in an hour of that podcast. It's amazing.
What is health for you?
Health.
Yeah.
Health. A mixture of things. So health, we can say mental health. So as we've been talking about spirituality, nourishing the garden bed of your mind, and then there's also health in terms of what you put in your body. So eating a nice balanced diet, eating lots of vegetables. Sourcing your food locally, or aiming through localism. Buying good quality produce, even growing the produce yourself. And then that will accumulate to having a barrier or to diseases. I'm very against pharmaceutical drugs. I always say this to people. What is the goal of a pharmaceutical company? Just simply, what are they trying to do?
They're not healing you completely.
Yeah. But they're just trying to make money, aren't they? At the end of the day, the pharmaceutical complex is trying to make money. And how do they make money? Sell more drugs. And how are they going to sell more drugs? They only ever cure the symptoms, never the underlying causes. So once, just have a pill to fix that. And then all of a sudden you start having reactions, and then, you need a pill for that. And all of a sudden you're on 30 pills a day and you're killing yourself.
Yeah.
Natural remedies all the time. And no, it's really disgusting, because I've seen my grandpa I think he has 26 pills a day on all different heart disease, for his arthritis, for his head. And if he'd just been put on a natural remedy at the start, he wouldn't be in this situation. And like, that's why it's a personal thing. Like, it actually disgusts me. And when I just see people popping pills, like, it's if you take a Panadol once in a while, like, it's not a big difference, but yeah, it hit home when I'm so against it. And you see it in America, it's an epidemic at the moment. People killing themselves through prescription drugs. There's a prescription drug for anything. Oh, you've got a sore toe? Oh, here's this drug. This will fix it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Health.
Very important.
If
you don't have your health, you have nothing. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your own health, it means nothing. You talk about Steve Jobs is a good example for that. On his deathbed, he said, I just wish, I spent more time with my family. I spent more time working on myself. Like, he was a billionaire, and, he died early, and he didn't have his health.
Yeah, that's the most important, like the most basic thing ever. And I quoted this already twice, I guess, in a previous podcast session, and I want to quote it one more time because it's my first principle for my own life. A quote of Bruce Lee: "Health is the appropriate balance of the coordination of all what we are."
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love quotes. Like,
no, but for real, in the end, like, every kind of disease that exists in the world doesn't matter. Like, let's say 85%. That's something I did like some research in these cases, and apparently 85% of all diseases that exist are like stress based. Like, they just come out of your mind because you're like, your state of mind, or like your mind in the end is just unhealthy. Like, it's filled with negativity, like with fucking stupid thoughts in general.
I fully know where you're coming from.
And yeah,
stress is the biggest cause of disease. 100%, because your body is feeling weak. You're not positive. You're not feeling good, and it's like a placebo effect. Like, I feel sick every time I go on the bus. You make yourself feel sick because your body is reacting that way. It's you can read science book for miles. At the end of the day, it comes down to this: if you think something and you really believe it, it'll probably happen.
Exactly. Yeah. You, in the end, and doesn't matter who, what, blah blah blah. You are responsible for your own feelings. So nobody can hurt you unless you allow.
It's your reaction. Something really bad can happen, and you can go, it's how you react to it. Because as soon as it happens, okay, you got to step back and go, yeah, you can react negative, and you can make it the worst thing ever, and you can kill yourself inside. Or you can go, all right, this has happened now. I have to accept it. It's all about surrender. Surrender is the most important thing. Acceptance and surrender. Once you surrender, everything flows. Everything happens for a reason. You don't go through life, and it's not always easy. Things happen to learn, to make you grow. Things have happened in my life where I didn't enjoy them, but God, did they make me grow? Do they make me become a better person? And at the end of the day, I'm so grateful they happened, and they will keep happening.
Definitely, for 100%. Man, that's so dope. Really, you should do your own podcast. I would say, man. Really, you're for real. Like, you're a guy with a wow, overwhelming aura. Like, you can influence people that easily, and you gotta make something out of it. I mean, you're still.
That's
19,
the goal, yeah. Like.
And I'm not like an old wise guy who's telling you what to do, but I just see the potential that you have, or that you already fulfilled in a specific amount. I would say, fuck, that's so dope, man.
Shukran. Afwan.
What?
What means thank you in Arabic?
What can I say?
Afwan.
Afwan.
Yeah. Shukran. Afwan.
Afwan.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're a bit stunned. That's okay.
No, I'm just satisfied,
it's
man,
good,
because
good. I have a lot in my head.
I mean, yeah.
I believe in something, and I'll keep on growing. I've got 2 years of university, and then we'll see what happens. I'd love to learn Arabic.
You're gonna learn it anyways. I mean, you already know shukran.
And afwan and mahaba and alhamdulillah.
What is open the book again?
You have to ask Ilad. Ilad.
Yeah, shit. He's not. It doesn't matter, man.
Where to go through next?
No, I'm so positively surprised. I mean, of course, we're talking to each other here and there, but it's kind of, we felt the vibe that we're like talking the same language, but we never talked about these things that are actually pretty basic.
Doesn't come up in
us.
general conversation, really.
Yeah.
It's really
No,
when you sit down with someone one-on-one. That's the beautiful thing. Normally, you sit down with someone one-on-one, and you really tell them who you are, and that's when you fall in love with someone, or like, you know what I mean? Like, you really connect with them. And I feel like the universe always pushes me into moments when I get one-on-one with the people I should be, because I fully trust in the universe and where it's taking me. And once you do, you discover amazing things, and that's where you build amazing relationships.
When you're talking about universe and spirituality in general, would you consider yourself as a religious person?
I consider myself as a spiritual person. So basically, I was brought up in a Catholic family, was baptized, communion, and had my confirmation. And I love the Bible. I think it has a really positive message in many aspects. Love, compassion, generosity, all those sort of things. I'm not happy about how the Catholic Church is run at the moment and how they hide things. And I think that's like nearly Satanism. So I don't follow the religion, like I don't pray and everything, but I really like the Bible's message. And I consider myself as spiritual. I believe that I am God and everyone is God and everything is God. Everything is interconnected. Everything is one consciousness. And this is a timeless universe we live in, and that's it.
Period.
What do you believe? Were you brought up in a...
I said period? I actually wanted to quit this podcast because it's so fucking... I have nothing to add. I have just nothing to add because I'm sharing for 100% the same opinion that you have. Like, for 100%. I have the same beliefs. I have, like, the same values like you. And it's just amazing. Like...
Yeah. Were you being Serbian? Were you not brought up in a religious family?
My parents are Serbian Orthodox.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of religious, but not like they're celebrating Christmas, of course, and here and there. They're like, let's say, kind of religious. They believe that there is God. They're respecting it.
Same
like,
with my parents.
Yeah, like 400%, and they do not dare to question religion in general. You know, my brother and me, because we're like younger and we grew up open-minded. I would say, like in a globalized society, like man, so many different nationalities in one small spot, and we were questioning it from the early age. Religion, why should I be religious? And at some point we're like telling them we actually don't believe in that. Like we do believe that there is something higher, like a higher being, whatever, that is leading you
somewhere,
or
guiding you.
Guiding you, leading you. You're just following.
You just don't know what it is.
And everything is one. Everything is interconnected. Like that. It's exactly what you said, and I'm totally believing this. And I'm pretty cool with that. If somebody is religious, you know, and if you believe in Jesus, in God, in Buddha, in whatever, you know,
for me, okay. It's very similar messages. And El Perro.
Shit, man.
Does that make a difference?
I will see. Yo. The microphone works.
Yeah.
A dog just walked by and
Hola, El Perro.
Almost did a
¿Cómo
mess.
está? I think he's hungry.
Yeah, he's always hungry.
Y tiene hambre. Yeah.
Wait. Where did we stop? Religion. You wanted to say something. Because I told you that I'm fine with that if somebody's religious.
Yeah.
If somebody believes in this and this, and you wanted to say that.
Well, yeah, I accept if someone's religious, and but in my point of view, Judaism, Muslim, Islam, Christianity, I mean, yeah, they have different messages, but at the end of the day, very similar messages. That why is Jesus like, European, like, like he's not, but he looks European. Why does Muhammad look Arabic? Why does Krishna, look Indian? Why is the Buddha? Because that's their form of spirituality from their culture. And at the end of the day, like, religion has created the most wars, or killed the most people throughout history.
Yep.
And it's disgusting.
Yep. I could tell, man. I mean, not me personally, but my relatives, ancestors,
From Serbia.
Yugoslavia, like what happened in Yugoslavia. There's always, doesn't matter what goes on in the world, you have like tensions between different cultures
and governments,
cultures, religions. Of course, everybody's inflicted, but in Yugoslavia, for example, you had the Islamic Bosnians, the Orthodox Serbians, and the Catholic Croatians. The tension was always there, not like that much, but there was kind of tension, and you just have to pour like
a little bit of oil in the fire.
Exactly.
And bam.
And that's it. And
it's a ticking time bomb.
It's always the same, man. It's always the same. And I'm not surprised when something like this is going on in the world. I'm not. Of course it's shit, and we're definitely gonna change something in the future. Either you, me, like, or other people, like
together, collective.
Yeah.
People with similar mindsets are amazing. Like, I used to have a negative mindset on the world, like, oh, we're fucked. And then I realized how many amazing people out there with similar mindsets, with similar beliefs, that want to help people. And now I'm so positive. I realize that there's a shift in consciousness happening very slowly. People are waking up all over the place in different places, going, this is not it. And when you talk to them, you're like, oh, you're on the same path as me. And it's through books, through meeting people, through experiences. And yeah, the shift is happening, and it's happening quite quickly. And I just want it to happen, because at the end of the day, I want this world to be a beautiful, happy place where everyone's living in harmony and peace.
Yeah. Because, man, it's all about consciousness in the end, because either you're living or you're just functioning, because it doesn't matter where, like, going around cities, schools, companies, whatever. You've always experienced people who are really here in the present, and other people who are not here. They're like lost in the mind. And you have this if you watch.
Sleeping.
Sleep.
It's like a zombie.
What?
It's like a zombie.
Yeah, it is like that, because you're not reflecting, you're not questioning, you're not. I don't know how it.
They're not looking inside. It's everything that happens to them, it's from the exterior. If they have a bad day, it's because that person wouldn't treat them properly, because this happened to them. But they don't have their own belief system, their own. Oh, okay, I'm living in a beautiful place, and everything that's happened to me or will happen to me is a cause of how I think or how I react to things, and they're just letting everything on the exterior affect them. And really, they need to have their own inner belief system, and like that, they'll become woke. Otherwise, you're a zombie.
Yep, 100%. And before we talk about this a little bit more into detail, maybe just to conclude this religion case, my personal, I wouldn't say problem with religion in general, but or all these existing religions is, it doesn't matter. Let's say problem, whatever. Is that something is defined, like, okay, there is Jesus, or you have to believe in Muhammad or whatever. Something is always defined, and I don't want to define it for myself. Who am I, or who is anybody else to say, yeah, his name was Jesus and everybody has to believe in Jesus. His name was da-da-da-da and everybody has to believe in this. You're never gonna know that. Maybe you can, like, call it God. Maybe you can call it universe. Doesn't matter, but you just have to accept that there is something leading you.
And let people believe what they want to believe.
Free
will.
Of course. That's it. That's what I told you. Like, I told you, I'm fine with that when somebody is religious. Like, if you believe in that, if you believe in a fucking tomato, believe in a fucking tomato. If you think that a tomato is giving you so much strength, Okay.
Probably will.
Yeah. Well.
It's all about what you put in your subconscious mind and what you believe. If you picture something, you really envisage yourself doing it, and it's good for everyone and good for you, then it'll probably happen.
The thing that is always making me aware of how crazy life actually is, like how positive and how there is something higher, is just when you watch nature being nature. Like you're just taking a seed for real, putting into earth, and due to like the environmental symbiosis, how do you say that? Symbiosis, yeah. It's growing. It's one fucking seed. It's like kind of intelligent thing. It's growing, and suddenly you have like more tomatoes or whatever,
Or a beautiful
potatoes or a flower, whatever. And it's like, and how this is functioning. Phew. It's not just, of course, there's this man, I have to recommend it to you. We're gonna talk about it later maybe. Wait But Why is the best blog that I ever read. It's a guy called Tim Urban.
I've heard of him before.
He did a TED talk about procrastination. Cool guy. He's writing about complex topics in a pretty cool way, in his way, and he's drawing this shitty cartoons, whatever, like so he's writing and drawing about it, but the drawings are like from a 5-year-old something, but he admits it, and that's actually something that makes him pretty special, and that's something that's making you understand it pretty easily. And wait, fuck, how did I drift apart right now? Why did I mention yeah, nature, shit, nah, I'm not here right now. Fuck.
That's
Why did I want to mention this blog?
I wanted to say, do you watch Rick and Morty?
No, to be honest. No, but so many people were recommending.
The new season just came out. It's so fucking good. You know, it's good when you like want to wig out to watch Rick and Morty. It's an amazing cartoon, yeah. You were talking about Tim. You were talking about nature. You were saying that...
Seed, intelligence...
you know the story I told you the other day about the caterpillar, or not the caterpillar, but how it becomes a butterfly. The larvae becomes a butterfly.
So basically, about the ants.
Yeah, the ants find the larvae.
Yeah.
And they like try eat it, and then like, oh no, this is not good to eat. So they actually carry it into the ant kingdom, the larvae, and they put it in there and they feed it for months on end. And they look after it like it's a high being, and then eventually one day a butterfly spurts out of it, and they let the butterfly out, and the butterfly will come out out onto the little twig and kind of flutter around a little bit, not really get into flight, and then eventually learn how to fly, and out of that comes a beautiful butterfly.
That's so crazy that ants are doing it, you know.
It's amazing how the world works together and the food chain works together, and just the collaboration of nature, how it's worked for millions of years, and humans are starting to alter that because we're so greedy. But it's beautiful. It's really, really fucking beautiful.
To be honest, I really don't know what I actually wanted to say with this Wait But Why blog, but maybe I wanted to refer to an article. It's Religion for the Non-Religious. Whereas he's like writing about it, like if you're reading it, it takes you like an hour or something, because he's writing about it like really into detail, and fuck, it's so fucking good. Like he has just a broad horizon, good mindset for everybody, recommendable. But I'm still not pretty sure if I really wanted to refer to that article, but doesn't matter. I forgot it.
I love when people recommend me things. And also it's always a thing, like I'll put it in my notes, like a book or an article or something like that, and then I'll know when I need to read it, because the universe will always show me it about 2 or 3 times. It'll just pop up and I'll go, I need to read this book.
Same.
I put marks now in my notes. I'll put something in there, and then every time it comes up, I'll put a little mark next to it, and then basically there'll be one time I've heard this fucking way too many times. I got to go read this.
Same with books in general.
Yeah.
For example, before I was in Monterrey, two persons who are not friends at all, they don't know each other, recommended me the same book at the same time, just like in
bang
3 days or something, whatever. Yeah. Sapiens is the book.
I've read half of it.
Yeah, okay. And Elad recommended it to me as well here. And Clara, there was a girl from Czech Republic who was here like for 3 days or something, recommended me the book as well. And if something like this is happening, I'm ordering the book.
Order.
Like,
It's a good book.
I need this book. And the same thing, like that's the funny thing actually. Like, if you're like putting your focus on that, you're always gonna discover. You actually know where your flow is leading you. It's
in your vortex. It's in your vibrational frequency.
Man. Oh, when you read, man, it's all the time like this. It's okay. Today I read about this. Suddenly the same topic is appearing 2 days after again because whatever, somebody said something about it, and that makes you think about this, and this. Then you're connecting and then you're getting to this point, and I'm just kind of stunned how that is actually working all the time. All the time, man.
The universe is fucking amazing.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean, it conspires in your favor to make amazing things happen, and yeah, you just have to trust in it. You have to trust. And yeah,
I guess we're gonna enjoy the sunset because we have like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, what's the time?
I don't know. I don't have an hour here. But
I think I might have to go.
Fuck my life.
Might have to go to yoga with Elad at 5:30. So
fair enough. So perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Man, as I told you, I'm kind of overwhelmed. Maybe actually because all the things that you're telling it in such a clear way, in a clear manner, that I'm not able to express myself in that good English like you, and that's what makes me like overwhelmed.
I'm very impressed with how well you speak your languages, even in Spanish and English. Like, obviously, it's a lot easier for a native speaker because it just comes off like that. If I was doing this podcast in French, it would be hard. But yeah, your English is like some words I'm going, oh fuck, I barely even know that. You're speaking amazing, and your Spanish as well. Like other night, the way you speak, it's like I can understand most of the words, that you're just using all the words in the right way, and then you speak the language, and that's what I aspire to be like when I speak Spanish as well.
Man, thanks, appreciate that. Maybe we're gonna do one podcast session. I would love to be honest. We're gonna go to Chakawa anyways. So
yeah,
we can
I do have a lot to say. That's one thing. I'm like a sponge of information. Got a lot in there.
I guess everybody who listened to that or watched it right now or in 1 year or whatever felt the same. So, man, been a pleasure. Woo! Shukran.
Shukran. Peace, love, unity.